Hey, this is Tammy. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an introduction and answer some questions you may not even know you have yet, and make sure that you're completely prepared when you come out to see the land because it's really nice to get out there and just focus on the beautiful land and have all of your questions already answered, or at least a lot of them. All right, so we're going to get into this now. So here's what's going on. This Saturday, 13 properties are being liquidated, and one of them has a house and barn, which you see in this photo here, and the other 12 are guaranteed buildable land parcels between 5 and 42 acres. The prices begin at $24,900. They're below market. It's very high quality, stunning property, and they're guaranteed buildable. The survey's done, the perk test is done, the title work is done, you get a warranty deed. All the stuff you'd normally have to run around and do is complete. Also, you don't have to look at 30 properties before you find something high quality and uh, really worth driving up here for. So it's first come, first serve. It is similar to an auction in that all of the properties are being sold off in one day. It is not an auction, however. There is no bidding up of the prices. So the first person that steps on a property and says, I'll take it, we radio it off the market, and that's it. We don't allow anyone to bid the price up and get into a bidding war. None of that. So the earlier appointment you have, the more choice you have, is all. If you are interested in an earlier appointment, you're not already on the waiting list, contact me and I'll see what I can do for you. But we limit how many people can come at each appointment time throughout the day so everybody can get something. I've walked every one of these properties. There's not a bad one out there. Every single one of them would be something I'd be very proud to own. And so you're not going to go wrong with anything you can get out there. If you fall in love with something out there, 10% secures the property along with the contract, and the closing takes place in 2 weeks. So you can pay cash at the closing. If you pay cash for your purchase, the owner will pay your closing costs. If you want to utilize the owner financing, you may. That's a minimum of 20% down with good credit, 35% with medium credit, and 50% with poor, and 3, 5, or 7 years. The financing info is in there, but please do call me if you have any questions about it. We can dig into that. That's it. That's how it works out there. You get one-on-one attention with a land person that knows the land really well. You can walk as many as you like. You can take your time. They do kind of come off the market throughout the day, quickly. The only downside to this property is that if you like the property, you do need to make a decision while you're out there. You can't go home and think about it for a few weeks. But with all of the upside, that's just something you take. All right, let's go to the next. Okay, this is how it works. You've got to be registered to attend. The times are 9, 11, 1, and 3. The earlier you're there, the more choice you have, remember. There are limited appointment times at each time spot. 9 a.m. is very limited. Not very many people are allowed to come there, mostly people that are members of our Buyers Club. We're going to meet right on site. We'll have a big tent. There will be all the maps, all the info, snacks and porta potties, and it's a great time in there actually. You're going to meet there. You're going to check in with Sally, and she will connect you with either myself or another land representative who knows the property and will be taking you around. Then when you get out there, you're going to choose together a few properties, if you don't already know, that you want to go see. And when you are on a property, if you're not feeling it, you're just not digging it, say so. Say, let's move on. Don't think that you have to allow your rep to show you every inch of the land just to be kind. You want to move on to the next one because someone's going to take that next one if you're not over there first. So you go on to another one. If you're on one that you've fallen in love with, it feels right, and you want to secure it, tell the rep to take it off the market, and everyone has a radio. It'll be radioed off the market, and that's it. No one is allowed to bid it up. It's yours. You go back to the tent to write the contract. A deposit of 10% is required. You can use a credit card or a personal check, and The closing takes place in 2 weeks, where you either pay the balance or the rest of the deposit if you're financing. And then you're done. You can go back out on the land and hang out. You can hang out in the tent and meet all your new neighbors. You can head back if you need to get back. It doesn't take very long to write it up, and it's just a great time. So that's what you can expect out there. Hey, so this photo was taken in the fall this last year before winter arrived. So you can see the leaves have already come off of most of the trees, but that enables you to get in there and sort of see the stream on the left cutting through the property. And the brown is things starting to dry out in the autumn. And we are going to see it in the spring. And the next slide shows you the winter. So I'm trying to give you as much of the year as I can possibly give you to take a peek. But this is a good overview of the farm. You can see everything on the left is, those are 5 to 10 acre properties. 5 to 11 acre properties. And they all have the trout stream on them. There's 8 properties with the trout stream going through it. So they're all stunning. Everything on the right are the larger parcels. There's one 10 acre there that has the meadow in front and the rest forest. There's also a 30 acre with a small meadow in the front, mostly forest in the back, a 35 acre with a good mix, and a 42 acre that's mostly open meadow with some woods in the back that's out of this photo just a bit. All right, we're going to go to winter in the next one. So hey, this is what it looked like when I walked all of these properties last week. When you get out there, all the snow will be melted and there will have been a ton of rain the day before you're there. So expect it to be very wet and muddy. That's just the way it is. If we were selling this after all the leaves popped out and everything was dried up, it would be more money. So it's only going to get so much better. You're certainly going to see it at its worst. And that's great because you'll just be so pleasantly surprised when you get back out there. And it was gorgeous that day with the snow as well. So it's even going to be better after the snow melts and just get better throughout the year. But just want you to know that the photos were taken last fall that you've been seeing, and it's going to look different when you get out there. I just want you to be prepared. Okay, so a lot of people ask why people are buying this land. And many people respond to our ads for land and come out and purchase land before they've even realized why. They just feel it in their bones that this is a good idea to own land, and they don't even know what they're going to do or why they're making this move. And it's very exciting, a little scary, and I just wanted to give you an idea of why people are buying this land and what they're doing with it, so you know sort of what your neighbors have in mind out there. So about half the people coming out are investors. They're just moving money out of stocks, mutual funds into land. They consider it the safety net within their portfolio, and they just leave it. Some are short-term, some are long-term. They all have a different idea. They can come out and use it if they want to. A lot of them don't even come back out there. So you won't see this build up very much because there's a lot of that portfolio held land. And then the other half have a mix of, they want a spot to get away to, they want a future retirement place, they want a space to bring the extended family together and unplug and make memories. A lot of people buy land as a legacy to pass through generations. Some people, in this case, a lot of people want to come out and grow their own food or do a little small farming. And it's really exciting to hear all the things people want to come out and grow. Some other people just want to camp, hunt. You can ride ATVs, have some gardens. And then really a lot of people, they just want to own land. I've lived in different places in the world, and it is such a pleasure and a privilege to own land so easily here. There are so many countries where it's just impossible. And so I feel like just so honored to be able to be a steward and an owner of some land It's just remarkable. Anyway, that is why people are coming out and buying these. Just some of the reasons. And you don't have to know what you're going to do yet. You have a lot of possibilities with it. All right, this will be the longest slide, but it's really worth it, whether you end up buying here or not, because this is what you need to know about buying land. There are 4 risks of buying land, and New York Land and Lakes, that's all they do is land, so they set out to alleviate them, which is great. And I just want you to understand them, because if we don't have what you like or what you're looking for, and you need to go through general real estate, it will be your responsibility to make sure that these risks are alleviated. You will need to pay for them. You will need to hire the people to do these things. And you need to be diligent to do so because they're all important. The first one is buildability. So when you're buying land, even if you're not going to build anything, you must find out if it's buildable. What you need to do is hire an engineer to come out and do a percolation test. So they bring big equipment, they dig a hole, they pour water, they test the drainage. It determines whether or not the soil will hold a septic. And that is what makes the property buildable. So New York Land and Lakes does that before they even purchase a property. So every parcel has a perk test. We have the report. It's part of your lot information statement. And all of the properties are guaranteed buildable in the contract. So that's already done here. But if you need to go through general real estate, don't skip that step. Second risk is the deed. Many types of deeds are out there, and very often people who are selling land try to give you a quick claim deed or a land contract. And we've seen trouble with both of those. What you want is a warranty deed. It's the highest form of deed you can get. It's the only one that's guaranteed. It does require that an attorney do a title search first. New York Land and Lakes has already done that. That's included. You get a warranty deed here. But if you have to go through general real estate, don't skip this step either. You'll be glad you did it. The third risk is what goes on around you. If someone builds a factory across the street, it devalues your property. This is a risk everyone takes because zoning laws change all the time. However, New York Land and Lakes is able to offer particular protection in this regard because they own all the land around you. So the entire 190 acres in this case is protected. And what that means is written into the deed are protective covenants that keep the country the country. Number 1, no industrial use, so no factories, no commercial use, so no Walmarts going up around you, no subdivision. If you have 30 acres next to you, it will always be 30 acres. They can never chop it into tiny pieces. This is why so many people are coming out here to buy land, because where they are has gotten chopped up too tiny. And only 1 dwelling per parcel. So no apartments or condos or subdivisions. This again is what people are trying to get away from. You can have as many outbuildings as you like, barns and garages and workshops and guest homes and whatever you want, but you're not going to build a subdivision in there or an apartment complex. And the single wide mobile homes is the only thing you cannot build, or not that they're built, but you can't put a trailer on there, a single wide trailer. You can put a double wide, any of the modulars, any kind of built house. And a lot of people are coming up with a lot of new types of dwellings, and they're all fine. The only thing that's restricted is the single wide mobile home. And everything else is great. There's no minimum, there's no maximum sizes on the house. And then for the survey, so often people who are buying through general real estate skip this because they just don't want to pay for it. But it is the only way to know that you are buying the property you think you're buying, plus it lets you know exactly how many acres you're buying and where your boundaries are in relation to your neighbors. So this is important. New York Land and Lakes has already done this. Every corner has a permanent iron pin, and the sidelines are all flagged. So you'll easily be able to see the perimeter on all of the properties when you're out there. And every lot number will have every lot has a lot number in front. So these are the risks of buying land. This is how you alleviate them if you have to go elsewhere to buy something. We just have more demand than we do supply, so we cannot help everybody. If we cannot help you, we still want to educate you and help you buy land safely. All right. So people love this process because you do not have to stress about negotiating. You already know that the price is the lowest price and you're getting below market, you're getting super high quality land, and everything is done for you. But what I like best is that New York Land and Lakes has weeded through all the property out there. They look at hundreds before they buy one for you. And so you don't have to drive out 30 times and look at a lot of things that look great on paper but are not actually high quality property. And then if you went through general real estate, it would all be up to you to go do the survey and the title work and the perk test and all the approvals. All of that is completely done and ready and approved for you now. So the property is guaranteed buildable. You don't have to worry about any of those risks that you would normally have to worry about if you were going through general real estate to buy land. What I love is that when you buy out here, your property is always going to remain a country estate type private parcel, because the entire 190 acres out there is never going to be ruined. No industrial use, no commercial use, no subdivision, only one dwelling per parcel. So your neighbor cannot divide their parcel into tiny pieces. You're trying to get away from subdivisions. They cannot build 10 houses. They cannot build apartments or condos. Everyone's going to have privacy, and your value is going to remain, and your quality of life there is going to remain. It's great. So you can buy up to 2 properties on Saturday. So some people do like to bring friends or family to buy a parcel next to them, because how often do you get to choose your neighbors? And that seems to work out really well for a lot of people. And the whole thing is just fun, and I can't wait for you to experience it. Okay, that's it. Get back to washing the dishes or chasing the kids or back to work or whatever it is you were doing. If you're registered, I can't wait to see you. If you are not registered, you can give me a call to see if there's any spots still open. I will be confirming over the next few days, and sometimes spots open when people are not able to make it after all. So do give me a call to try. If you have any questions at all about anything, feel free to text or call me. My cell number's here, 607-351-7560. I'm really excited to help you own land out here. I think it's just such a no-brainer to pick one of these up or 2, and I'm excited for you to see it. Talk to you soon. See you soon, hopefully.